Hello and welcome to the Narc Alert, the channel where we look at YouTubers and others to see if they demonstrate any traits that fall within the spectrum of narcissistic personality disorder or NPD. These videos are for fun and entertainment purposes only, strictly my opinion, and remember, please don't send any snark to our possible narcs. So key points to remember: messy fun and not a diagnosis. Hello my lovely alerts and welcome back to the Narc Alert. Well, happy Tuesday. What better thing to do on a Tuesday in the cold weather than take another look at Amberlynn Reid's chili? I mean, why not? But for this video, I thought it might be interesting to go all the way back and look at the very first time she ever mentioned making chili and compare it along the years to what we've come up with now. And at the end, as a little bonus, I'm going to cook a little chili for you, so stick around for that. All right, let's dive in and look at Amberlynn Reid's famous chili.
I want to make like a chili, so that's why I'm in the bean aisle. That awkward moment when I can't find Crystal anywhere. I lost her. So for the chili, I'm going to make one of these nights. This is what I got from the store. I already have ground turkey, so I'll be using that, but I got a low sodium chicken broth, organic lentil beans, reduced sodium garbanzo beans, a seasoned black eyed peas, a chipotle white corn, steamed crisp, and a chili fixin' like seasoned diced tomatoes and green chilies, ready for your chili dishes. So I just got done cutting some semi-frozen chicken because it didn't thaw all the way, but that's okay. I know this water looks gross, but I'm making some chili, so I'll kind of just walk through it just a little bit. So I'm just boiling this to cook it, and then I'm going to shred it, and it's actually going to go in the chili. This is our canned goods area. Lots of canned goods, so I'm going to choose the beans that I want. This is going to be simple chili, like it's not going to be a normal chili because I made it and I'm not normal, so you'll see.
Well, I stumbled upon Amberlynn's chili pot. Thought I'd give it a try. Boy, was I in for a shock. Just one spoonful and my taste buds went wild. By the looks on their faces, I could tell it was vile.
Oh, it's coming. So this is how we rinse our things. We have this little strainer.
We understand the concept of straining.
Pour the beans in there, and then we run cold water over it until there's really no more bubbles, because what I think those bubbles are is like sodium and just preservatives. I could be wrong.
Well, you are wrong. It's called aquafaba. It can be used as an egg replacement, or conversely, it's very starchy and it would help thicken your sauce.
But I like to think that, so we rinse it until we don't see that no longer. So this is how the chicken came out, and once you start shredding it, it's gonna look like this, and it's super easy to shred. All you need is fingers, so it's super easy. So after we put in both garbanzo beans, we're putting in the tomatoes and then the lentils, which we do not rinse. And then she's gonna rinse the corn, add the corn.
So Amber is directing Crystal, not actually cooking herself. Recall this for later. Amber is teaching Crystal how to make chili.
I have added all of the seasonings, and I'm gonna add the zucchini and chicken, and then I'll probably add a little bit more seasoning because I like to taste it and see what else it needs. Since the edamame was already warmed from the microwave, I just now added it last.
Amber, who claims to know how to cook, is telling us that the order in which you add ingredients is dependent on their temperatures.
So, this is how it looks. It's not 100% done yet. Still gonna add a little bit more seasoning and whatnot. It's definitely not the chili one would expect.
Because it is not chili. Amber thinks that dumping cans in a pot on high heat for 30 minutes is cooking.
The sausage has gotten nice and brown. just how I like it. So I'm gonna add it in here.
So much wrong.
My chili, which is amazing because I already tried it, and I got my ice water.
AMBERLYNNS Chii, it's a watery disaster. Oh, yeah. Full of Mrs. Dash, but flavor, it's lacking. She thinks we're all loving every bite we take. But AMBERLYNNS Chii, it's a big mistake.
So I forgot to share this little tidbit. When I make anything with beans, I always rinse them. So I put them in a strainer.
In case you're still baffled by the concept.
Like so, and then I'll run cold water on them until they're all rinsed, which I'm sure everyone knows to do that. I just feel like all that goopy, nasty stuff in the cans, okay, is just goopy and nasty, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I usually do ground turkey, but they didn't have any at the store. So we just got some ground beef. I'm gonna make this. And what I'm gonna add in it, so what I'm gonna put in it is some diced tomatoes, a thing of black beans, 2 things of mushrooms. That's just how it is. So over here is the seasoning rack that we all share. And then these are my seasonings. I have like a bunch of Mrs. Dashes and stuff. I'm probably going to use onion, the brand, original line, and garlic. I'm also gonna use some Himalayan pink salt, probably some garlic powder. Over here in the fridge, we have some minced garlic, cumin. I found me my cayenne pepper. Okay, you guys, so the chili is done. This is what it looks like. I have it in a really cute cat cup, as you can see. And I am going to be adding some Colby and Monterey Jack cheese. That's about how much I will be using of that. Let's try it. I do prefer ground turkey, so that is an issue, but we'll be okay. We'll be okay with this hamburger. That is some actual cheese right there. Oh wow, okay. Okay. Cool. Ooh, it's so hot I can barely chew on it. I just swallow it. It's amazing though. I need to let this cool off. So good. So right now I'm gonna be making like a chili type soup type thing. I know a lot of people say that chili is supposed to be chunky, but Becky and I like it on like the soup side, which makes it really, really good. So I wanted to show you guys the ingredients that I will be using.
It's okay, we've been new.
Of canola oil spray. And then we're gonna add the meat. Then we're gonna break it down. So while the meat is cooking, you're gonna wanna add some of the seasonings. We're gonna start with the minced garlic, pepper, garlic salt.
There is no method to her madness. She has no understanding of cooking or layering of flavors. Once again, she is masterfully dumping everything in the pot, as if there's any skill here. How many versions of tomato can you spot?
Then the tomato juice. I forgot to show you, but I also add diced tomatoes, a little bit of tomato sauce, tomato paste.
It's 4.
And then for about 20 minutes, you just let it cook, marinate with each other, but remember to check on it and stir it occasionally. So it is complete.
A rolling boil is not the same as a simmer. It is not marinating, it is cooking.
Becky's about to get herself some.
Yeah, I'm so excited. Amberlynn's chili is, yes. So yes.
Like today, I made chili. I know, everyone's like, ugh, chili, ugh. Okay, I know my chili usually is like soupy, but this time I made it thicker because everyone always tells me, Amberlynn, you need to make your chili thicker. Like everyone on YouTube tells me that. So I decided to make it thicker and it was super good. Becky and I just went to the store because she's been craving my chili. She loves my chili so much. It's more so like a chili soup, and everyone who's ever tried it loves it. I love it, it's so good. So it's doing its thing right now. I haven't made it in probably a year, so I hope it turns out really good. It smells great. You love my chili.
Yes, I do, and it's almost time. Almost time.
Fall is coming. I am kind of chilly. Ooh, chili sounds good though. I make the best chili. I swear, I should go to a chili cook-off, huh, babe? So Becky actually is not here right now. She went to the store to go get ground turkey because she's obsessed with my chili. She is the pickiest eater I have ever met in my life. But she's obsessed with my chili, which is very, very flattering. I actually never made chili before until I met her.
Flashback.
Which we do not rinse. And then she's gonna rinse the corn, add the corn, and I'll catch up with you guys in a minute.
End of flashback.
But I made it, you guys, I'm telling you, I did not know what I was doing. So when I made it, it was like soup chili. It had, you know, liquid from the tomato juice that I used, and I also like to use, instead of water, I use chicken broth. Since I didn't know what I was doing, I was like, oh my god, this don't seem right. But she loved it. So it isn't a thickum. Were you trolling with your chili recipe? No, and I made it recently and it was so good. Oh my god. Ready? Be honest.
It's good. Not better than your chili though.
Oh my god, why does everyone love my chili? You guys, we need to have a meet and greet and I'll make the chili. I'll supply the chili, you guys supply the drinks.
No grocery shopping.
Yeah, we do, because I kind of want to make my chili.
Ooh, I want your chili.
Feline likes my chili too. I know people like to come for me, but I'm telling you, my ex was not lying about liking my chili. And Feline likes my chili too. So usually my chili is like a chili soup, but I want to try making it less soupy this time, which I've never done before. So here is the chili. She tastes phenomenal because I've already tried her. I'm excited. And obviously it's something satisfying because you cooked it yourself. It's not takeout. I do order takeout, you know, I'm not gonna lie. But I also like to do my random concoctions. Please. Oh my god, this is gonna slap. Yeah, I let her cook on the stove for probably another, what was it, like, would you say like 30 to 40 minutes? I was just letting it simmer and like have a moment. The longer you do that, the better it tastes, like I promise.
Is that it?
It's so good.
My mom and her boyfriend are actually coming over today, and I'm gonna be making some chili. This is the first time that she's ever had my cooking ever. Like, I'm 32 and she has never ate my cooking before, so that's gonna be fun and interesting. And I know there's like jokes, there's memes, whatever it may be, where people talk about my chili online, but everyone in my real life who has ever tried it thinks it's the best. Like, one of my exes, the pickiest ever, and she said it's the best chili she's ever had. So literally anyone who's ever tried it loves it. So my chili is almost done. It's been simmering for about 20 minutes now, so I'd say it probably has about 10 more. But I was shocked. They loved my chili. They both got up to get a second bowl, and I was like, Okay, I did that. Normally I make my chilies more like a chili soup because I really love broth, but I wanted to make it more thick this time. Came out really freaking good. I like to eat mine with Fritos, so my mom had hers with Fritos as well, but her boyfriend requested saltines, so I got those for him.
Should we make some chili? You know, it's nothing fancy. We've done it before. You've probably done it 100 times. But I know you like to cook, so let's do it together, shall we? There's a little trick I want to show you this week that I don't think I did last time. It's no big deal, but, you know, little tips and tricks. So I've got my burner heating up. Kind of looks red in that. I promise you it's not red. It's just the lighting. While my pan gets warm, I'm going to dice my onion. Now, I know people come for me because I don't always use a French knife. I don't care. Come for me. I'm a professional chef. Kiss my ass. How about that? I like a Victorinox utility knife. If you have small hands, like I do, sometimes different knives work better for you. So, we're going to just use a red onion today. You cut the ends off. You cut it in half. Now, what Amber does that's disgraceful, first of all, she uses chunks of onion that are way too big. If you use smaller chunks and you actually cook the chili longer, the onion will kind of dissolve. So what I'm going to do, and I'm going to show you. See this onion? I'm going to cut it this way and this way. And then when I cut it this way and this way, I'll show you. And then you get perfect cubes every time. So if we cut it down, but not to the root. You want it to stay all together. Sorry, I'm having a hard time knowing where the camera is. Rio's going to sing some jazz to us while we do it. So I cut through this way. Now I'm going to cut through this way. What are you doing, Riri? Now, when you slice it, you have perfectly uniform whatever size you've determined. And then you just cut the root a bit, but see? So now my pan is already warm. I'm going to add some oil. I'm using a mixture of canola and olive. You can use whatever you want. Chili is chili, right? This camera's a little low, but I wanted you to see the cutting board too. This over here. Right? Better? This stool is because sometimes Rio likes to watch me cook. So we'll put a little bit of oil in. I have all my ingredients here, by the way. I should have shown you that. Onion, of course. I've got garlic in a jar. Come for me, I don't care. Stock powder. Not powder. This is a new one I thought I'd try. It's called Thick and Rich Stock by Campbell's. I have no idea what it's like, so we'll find out together. A can of tomatoes. One can of black beans. I don't like a lot of beans, and I like black beans. And a red pepper. Now, you know, chili's chili. You can put anything in there you want. I don't even shame her for putting all those veg in there, although some of them don't make sense. I've made chili with mushrooms. It's not a big deal. I won't do it today. Let's keep it pure and simple. You see Rio's over there. He is supervisor. All right. I think for, I'm just doing a pound of ground beef, so I think like half of a large onion is probably going to be enough. And we want to hear that sizzle, of course, when things hit the pan. And this lets us know that the pan is hot enough. Now, we're going to let that cook till it's translucent, which is something Amber never does. And then we're going to add the ground beef. So I'll be right back for that. I should have mentioned, when your onions are cooking is a really good time to add your spices. You know, you don't add them at the end to the liquid like Amber does. Fresh herbs you want to add to the end because they're delicate in flavor. dried spices you want to add in the cooking process. The longer they cook, the more they heat or toast, the more flavor is released. So I usually add them in my onions. What I'm going to use today is, of course, cumin. She triggers me the way she pronounces it. So cumin. I'm going to throw celery seed in there because I'm not using any celery. It's just a nice flavor builder. It's one of those things you don't really notice, but it just adds a little umami. Chili powder. This one is very plain. Not a lot of flavor in it. Remember, I'm also cooking for Joan. I'm going to take a bit out early for her. You want to stir those up. You can add whatever. I also have here dried chipotle powder, which I'll probably add after I take Joan's portion out. Just a bit though, because I'm a wimp too, right? Okay, let's add the ground beef. Not turkey like Amber uses, but beef. You can use ground beef, you can use ground turkey, you can use ground pork, you can use a combination. I wouldn't use, like, chicken and pork, pork and beef. But chicken and beef, here's another thing she does that bugs me. First of all, you don't break the meat up before you put it in the pan, give it a fighting chance. What was I going to say? What does she do that always bugs me? She uses chicken stock with beef. It makes me crazy. Beef stock with beef, chicken stock with chicken. I mean, it's not rocket science. I'm guessing in a chili, honestly, it probably doesn't make a lot of difference, but, you know, there are just things we like to do right. I don't know. Alright, so our beef is broken up. I'm going to add a little bit of seasoning, not a lot, after I wash my hands here. Not a lot, because I don't want to add a lot of salt, is what I'm trying to say, because everything else along the way could have salt. I got no salt added, beans and tomatoes, but this is probably pretty salty, so let's be careful with the salt. But you do want to season your meat, otherwise the meat will have no flavor on its own. So I'm going to season the beef with some salt and pepper. We're going to let that brown. When we come back, I got a tip for you. Okay, our beef is browned. Now I'm going to do something I don't usually do, and that Amber certainly doesn't does. I'm going to strain this, because I want to get all the grease and the oil out of it. The other thing I want to do is now, I want to brown my tomato paste. Now, you don't have to do this, but it adds another layer of flavor. It takes the sweet tomatoey out. It just gives you this layer of umami that's so nice. So basically all you do is put it in the pan and cook it till it darkens. Don't burn it, just darken it. Tomato sauce is a thickener. It's what's going to give your chili some balls. This shouldn't take long. I'll just show you the color when I'm done, because I'm not moving the camera around today. It's caramelizing, basically, just like what you do with the sugar or anything else you want to caramelize. Okay, I don't know how well you can see the color, but we got some browning going on here, so that's enough. We don't want to burn it. I'm going to turn that heat back down, and now we're going to add the beef back in. All the grease is gone. The tomato paste is cooked out properly. When you stir the beef, it picks up all that brown stuff off the bottom of the pan. And adds flavor. So I turned the heat down, but it's on an electric stove, so it takes a couple minutes. At this point, you can add your vegetables and your tomatoes. I'm gonna add some red pepper here. I'm gonna add my black beans. Unlike Amber, I'm not gonna drain them. I like that liquid. It's tasty. It adds body, it adds flavor. I definitely don't need that whole can. I think this, for me, this is a nice balance of beans and beef and veg. Not a lot. And I hate kidney beans. Hate them. Hate them. So I just use the black beans, you know. I'm going to add my diced tomatoes with a bit of the juice. Now, some of the stock that I'm dying to see, it's called Thick and Rich. It's a new product, I think. New to me, anyway. Let's see. Is it gonna be? I'm hoping it's gonna be like a demi-glaze. Yeah, it kind of is. It's almost like a gravy. Now this has to simmer for a long time. At this point, I'm going to take a little bit out for Joan and make the wimpy pot, and then I can flavor this up properly. That's Joan's pot. Now, let's add some more cumin. Let's add some more chili. I've scraped away a bit of the pan, so I'm adding it to the bottom of the pan. I'm cheating a bit. The stuff is in there and it shouldn't be, but, you know, we're winging it. I'm going to add a little bit of this chipotle flavor. Let it cook out on the bottom of the pan for a second. Okay, that's tasting like chili now. Well, that's good. I like it. I'm not happy with this. It's good, but it's not perfectly delicious. It's not, oh my god, like Amber's. Okay, it's good. It's going to develop. I didn't use tomato juice, tomato sauce. She uses like all of the tomatoes. This looks pretty good now. I'll show you the finished product when it's ready. Okay, here we have the finished product, looking absolutely nothing like Amber's chili. Oh, it's Rio approved, of course. So I added a little cilantro, I added some red peppers to garnish, a little sour cream on the side, and of course you can add some cheese. You don't need to add the 2 cups of cheddar that Amber did, but there you go. Merc's chili. Hasta luego.